is all about you feeling good in your body. And I will tell you, from my experience, part of that is fitness. That's why Brent Bishop is part of this challenge as one of our experts. Give him some love. We're back to talk about it. You're sitting on the sofa. You haven't done a lot of activity. You've got to make a start. Let's talk about making the start. What do you need to think about?
Make the start realistic. Like you have to have a realistic commitment. Even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Start there because you can always go up from there. But the worst thing is if you do the opposite and then it becomes overwhelming and then you don't end up doing it or even staying with it, right? That's the key. Yeah, you give yourself this huge expectation and then there's no way you can fulfill that. Like you're not going to go to the gym for an hour every day maybe. You've got too much going on. You say set a benchmark. Yeah, I always say that. Set a benchmark of where, so you got to know where you're starting from. Yeah. Right? And it's the perfect time in the beginning of the year to hire a personal trainer, maybe do a session or two. Get a program developed based off of that fitness test that you do. But you know what, if you don't want to spend the money on a trainer, hit me up. I'll give you a couple of key things that you could do to test yourself so you have something to go off of. Well, we're going to be making sure that you are on the show periodically throughout the challenge so that you're giving our viewers exercises that they can do even in your living room or in your basement, which is great. Sharing the journey, I think, is important because it makes you accountable, and you say that's an important thing. I always say buddy up because it's fun, and yes, the accountability measure it just goes way up. But I also say journal your progress. Yes. From what you did during your workouts, maybe how you felt. Review it every week, and take a look at the work you've done, and you'll be more motivated to continue that the following week. Yeah, because you feel good about it, right? Absolutely, absolutely. So you have a few exercises I do. That you can actually start doing right now, regardless of your fitness level. Our fabulous models, Michelle and Drew, are going to come in here. Guys, come on in here to the middle, and I'll just get you to move out a little bit, Brent, so that they can take center stage. What are some of the exercises that our viewers can do at home right now? So the big thing is you really don't need a lot of equipment. You've got your own body. Your body is basically your tool. Yes. They have weights just for one of the specific exercises, but foundation and proper form are key. We're all born with 7 primal movements, the ability to do them, and so these exercises sort of feed off of those movements, and doing them correct is key. So the first one, again, very basic. I have 2 different levels happening here. So Michelle's going to go into a standard squat with or without the weights. You don't need the weights for this. You can set them aside if you like. And then Andrew's going to go into a squat with reverse lunge, so more of a combination movement. So standard squat, you can just throw your hands forward, and you'll notice as Michelle's doing that, the key things on both these exercises, and Andrew, you can continue right into yours as well. Yeah. So both these exercises, the key things are, you'll notice weight pressure through the heels, so you're activating the glutes. Of course, we're working the glutes, hamstrings, quads, chest high, shoulders back. Okay? She's got perfect form. Like she's got to be one of your clients. She's got to be one of your clients. Good friends, Michelle. Do it this way, Michelle, so everyone can just show off a little. AKA look Chuckles. Look at that form. Yes. And Andrew's not doing too shabby himself. Sorry, Andrew, you're amazing. You're amazing. Okay, what else can they do? What's another? So another one, we'll pick up your weights again there, Michelle. So bent over row. So this is one that can commonly be done incorrectly. It's important though because you're working the postural muscles. So hinging from the hips, you'll notice, and keeping that lumbar curve in the low back. You're activating the back muscles. Beautiful. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, but you're going to tilt the head down just a little bit, just so you're not straining the neck. Okay, so you're squeezing the middle of your shoulder blades. If you imagine like a walnut between your shoulder blades, so they shouldn't be shrugging up, but squeezing together. Andrew's doing a little bit more of an advanced version. Obviously, a lot more stability involved on one leg, a little more glute activation. But important for all of us nowadays when we're sitting, for long periods of time, we got to train the posterior. Get those glutes moving. I hear you gasping in the audience. It's okay. We're going to give you different modifications that you can do. You guys did amazing, so thank you for that. We're going to meet Lula now. Lula feels uncomfortable with her weight, and this influences the way she dresses. She doesn't take any time for herself, but she feels now is the time.
I felt it was time for me to get a hold of my weight. We had a work activity and we had to take photos of ourselves. And when I was looking at the photos, I just didn't recognize myself. And it was at that moment when I realized that I really needed to get my weight under control. And I think as I had 2 kids, my job got more stressful. I started to travel a little bit more for my work. I really found that I didn't have time to focus on myself and really just sort of let it slide. I would describe my diet as not great right now. Fast food. So I don't prep my lunches for work. I often will go out and buy something for lunch, and it's not always the healthiest option. In the evenings, if I'm shuffling kids off, it's a lot of pasta in my stomach area. It's absolutely the part that I want to work on the most. I find that, pants don't fit properly. I'm always trying to conceal it, so I'm always wearing shirts that are larger so that they're not hugging around my stomach area. So I always pick black. So whether or not that's a black shirt, black pants, I feel like in a way it also conceals my weight. And so, that's come to this point where I've realized, my kids are a little bit older. I've hit the just over 40 mark. And it's really time for me to focus on myself and really get healthy.
Lula, so good to meet you. Very excited about your journey. We are going to start with the beginning and your beginning weight, which is 214 pounds.
That's right.
That's where we start, and we move from there. Joey, a lot of us deal with this as we get to a certain age, and all of a sudden the weight is starting to gather in the middle of our body. So let's talk a little bit about that tummy area.
Let's talk about it doesn't even have to be middle-age spread. Let's take that middle age out of it because it's just spread from carbs, refined flours, sugar, stress, life. That's what it is. That's the spread, okay? So there's no middle age here because it happens to people in my clinic who are 25 years old. Here's a stat that I want to get you to sort of hold on to. Every 5 pounds you lose with me, you're going to lose 1.5 inches around your waistline.
That's
so,
exciting.
and the body,
awesome.
people go, well, what's in here? Well, there's organs in here, guys, and the body doesn't like fat around its organs. So when people say to me, not that you have this, I have a fatty liver, that's exactly what that sounds like. I have too much fat around my liver. So as much as we can narrow around the waist, first of all, we improve posture. The body loves it. So we're going to focus on that midsection, and I'll be taking your measurements all the way through and announcing them to the world. So yeah, so you'll do great. You'll do great.
So much to look forward to, right, Lula? Let's talk clothing now. So Lula is very stylish in the sense that she loves black.
Unlike a lot of us. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but tell me some of the things that what are your fashion do's and don'ts?
So I struggle with fashion.
Okay.
I get overwhelmed when I go shopping, and usually when I go to a store and I need to buy something, I'll just select the black item.
Yeah.
Because it's just easy. I know that I'll feel okay in it, and that's it. I really can't deviate from outside of that.
And a lot of us are like that. And now you have me, so I'll come shopping with you. I actually enjoy the process, so we can do it together.
Thank you.
So I thought of a few things. I know that your office just moved downtown.
That's
you
right.
used to wear flip-flops to the office.
Very casual, yeah.
Now it's a little less casual. So I thought of a few things that we could do. We're not going crazy yet.
Okay.
So I'm still staying within the black family for you,
Okay.
but something that would be really great, because one thing you said, you love
I love my legs.
you love your legs.
Yeah,
okay,
good.
so a pencil skirt
Nice.
in a very thick fabric, this is a neoprene fabric, will be your best friend. It looks chic, it looks great, it's easy to put on, it's comfortable, and it will show off those legs really, really well. See the fabric?
Yeah.
So that's a really good option for you now that you're downtown. And to get a little bit off, I did pull a black shirt for you, but also what you can do is have a print with some black in it. Just
Nice.
have a little bit of fun. It's
That's
not
lovely.
too crazy. It'll go with your wardrobe. So find a black print, and it will really
Sort of
kind of
moving
help you.
outside my
Yeah,
comfort.
we're not going to red yet. We're just playing with blacks and prints. And then another thing that you can do to get off black is navy.
Yes.
So navy, and this again, it will show off your legs. It's a great dress. It's not too tight, but it's a great fabric. It'll fill you in kind of in the right spots. It will pull you in the right spots. And then a great leather, because you're now cosmopolitan.
Right.
A great leather jacket in a navy instead of a black too.
Yeah.
I think it's like an easy way to start building color into your wardrobe without it being too overwhelming.
Funky and good. That is
great
good stuff for you.
suggestions.
Show
Thank you.
those legs off, girl.
Yeah.
Well, to help us track the progress of our challengers, they will be recording video diaries every week. We're going to follow the struggles and the successes and find out how they are feeling at all times.